So give me now in pairs. So boys, make a group of 3. Lexi, you come here, mate, please. All right, so you're going to have your toes on the 3-point line. You're here. Sorry, your heels on the 3-point line. Turn around and face me. Turn around and face me. Okay, you're behind her. She's got the ball. All right, so move around a little bit. We'll have a group doing it here, so boys, and then we'll have a group over there. Again, if you want to try and limit turnovers, yeah, you need a press break and you need pressure releases and you need all those tactical elements, right? But just make them more proficient in the PPC. Just make them more proficient by doing it more often, all right? So they've got the skills to handle it. Now, Alba series drill. All right, you're in a stance ready to go. You're on offense and you're playing that basket. You're on defense. You're going to wrap it around either hip, right? If she wraps it on that hip, you have to forward pivot on that foot, get all the way around. If she wraps it on the other one, you have to forward pivot on that foot and play, all right? As you hand her the ball, you're going to take away space, So now you have to be tough. Yeah, stop. All right, where's the basket? Yeah, right, you got to get all the way around. 10 toes to the rim, all right? 10 toes to the rim and then good things will happen. So, and then you've got a 4-second shot clock. So you're trying to really belly, you hand around belly, you're trying to create time and space with that forward pivot. Then remember what we did? In, up, pivot. That's all you got to do, and then you got a 4-second shot clock. All right? So, good question. She said, do we have to do those things? All right? Your choice as a coach, do you want to add that constraint and say, yes, you've got to do those 4 things? In this situation, I'm going to say you got to do a minimum of one of those things. Because what happens here, particularly with young players, they just pivot and go and they just run into the abyss. They just run into the abyss with no thought, all right? So she'll go, then you'll go, then you'll go. All right, let's go. Here we go. All right, now, turnover. Why you got a mean mug?
No, because I just didn't know which way.
Yeah, all right, that's okay. Now, this is where we've got to be better. If you don't know which way, just pivot. I'm only worried really about the pivot. Okay, so don't be pedantic. All right, what I am pedantic on is forward pivots. Now, the reverse pivot or the rear pivot's got its, right, but when I'm trying to impact ball toughness, when I'm trying to impact the PPC, I'm going to make them do the hardest pivot first, right? Forward pivot. I know in a game they're probably going to rear pivot, and that's okay. I've done my job, making sure that I've given them the fundamental base. Go again. Now, if that happens, don't stop. Just play. I'm not going to yell at you, or very loudly anyway, if you don't do the right pivot. All right, play. Good. Get them off you. Good. Next. 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 Rotate through, gang. Rotate through. All right, so we would stop up. So we would get them rolling. Very simple drill. We'd get them rolling. One thing that you have to do, constantly coach the eyes. If you watch 3 kids went, they never looked at the basket one time. Where are they looking? Down. Now, it's not because they can't dribble without looking down, right? They're pretty skilled. But they're not using that powerful tool. So link back to that first drill. In. Remember I spoke about chin off chest. Up. All right? Pivot. You got to constantly coach the eyes. And if their eyes are up, right, it opens the window to success. If their eyes are down, it deadbolts that window to success, right? So again, if that was the first rotation, my constraint was now you've got to do 2 of those things. Remember, in, up, pivot, you've got to do 2 of those before you can go. The reason we say 4-second shot clock and not dribble limit, the game's changed. You know, kids are a lot more, they're so good with the ball, all right? So don't put a limit on them by saying, oh, you can only do 1 or 2 dribbles. Sometimes their move might take 3, and that's okay, as long as it doesn't look like a video game, all right? Go. Good job, excellent. Good, Crad, time and space, really well done. Go. Good. Great job. That's the other reason to not limit the dribbles. All right, we're 39. Sorry, what's your name? Gry? Yep. Is Gry's coach here? No? You got a good coach. You've had good coaching. All right? She pivots great. Remember, she was the one that was stuck here in the mud. She didn't panic. She just kept pivoting. She got in the lane there. Bigger bodies, no problem. 3 pivots. 3 pivots, layup. All right, and that's why we go 4-second shot clock, and we don't. And the other thing we've been on one-on-one 4-second shot clock, don't count. Don't count. Let them count. Let them get a feel for it. Now that was probably 4.5. But I'm not going to be a pedantic so-and-so after she's done such a superb job. That's a basketball play. All right, now, back up here, quick. All right, so now, hand it, pivot, you got to do 2 of those things. All right, now, let her beat you. Let her beat you. Get into the lane off 2 dribbles. No. You're not going anywhere. 2 dribbles and come to a jump stop. All right, into the lane. Pivot away from where the defense would be. All right, you're out in the 3. Throw it. All right, close out. Do 2 of those things. Now, which should be one of those things if she's closing out? Yep. Drive fake, shot fake. Let her go past you. You're out. Jump stop. Pivot away from the defense. Now, close out. 3-second shot clock live, one-on-one. All right, so we're going rehearsal to live. So we're being ruthless dictators on what we want, the pivoting, the jump stops, the use of fakes, but so we give them a big bowl of broccoli and then we give them a bowl of ice cream at the end. Right, they get to play one-on-one. Who coaches under 10s or under 12s or whoever has ever done that? What's the first question they ask when they arrive at practice? You're not even in the warm-up. Yeah, when do we play? When do we play? I coach my son at that age. I tell the kids all the time. We play all the time. Right? Who scrimmages at the end of practice? Who usually has their scrimmage at the end of the practice? It's like a reward for doing the boring shit, huh? Right? Weave in playing throughout, and that includes 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3. All right, we're going to see that. Let's go. 3rd one. Here we go. Pivot. Good. Go bust. Good. Run out. Jump stop. Pivot. Good. Close out. Good. Good. Play. Next. Good. Good. Hard. Loosen up. Jump stop. Good. Good pivot. Close out. Good. Good. Hold up. Good. You guys jump out. All right. Now, you're in the corner. You don't need a ball. All right. You're on defense. So you got to layer things. All right. And as you're trying to impact the PPC, you got to let them play a little bit. If you just do a bunch of passing, pivoting and catching drills, you're going to lose them, right? And all these, I wouldn't roll these out in one practice, but I'd make sure that as I go into my suite of drills, I'm doing a little filter, a little check. Are we impacting the PPC? Are we impacting pivoting, passing and catching? So now, same drill, all right, hand it, pivot, do 2 of those things, good job. Drive past, jump stop, loosen up, further, throw it, same thing, close out, 2 of those things, right, go. On the third one, pass it, close out, 2 on 2, 2 on 2. The only rule, right, so she's your teammate. The only rule in the 2 on 2, one hand passes are banned. One hand passes are banned. All right? Plate. So get some rehearsal first. Good. These kids have got great feet. They pivot really well. Good. Here we go. Good. All right. Next 4 up. Let's go. Quick. How was that last pass? It's good. Penetrate, chin off chest, whap, shooter. All right, now we just got to make the shot. Rather than come in, head down, one hand pass. Plate. Good. Good. Nice. Good. Job. Did you think about making a one-hand pass? How cool's that though, right? These are great kids, and if any of their coaches are here, these kids have got great feet. They understand footwork, they understand pivoting, they understand shot fakes, they're doing a good job. I saw her do that. I can't read minds, but I saw her body language, oh, whoops, right? And then, now, if she threw a one-hand pass, I wouldn't have actually corrected it because you can't be that pedantic. But now, even in this, she's starting to be her own coach. Now, there's half a chance that she's limiting that. All right, now, give me up again, corner again. I need O&D here. Quick, O&D here. Still need, yeah, there's 3 on 3 now, gang, so the ball's over there. The ball's over there. All right, you're both inside the... All right, that means we've only got an hour and a half to go, gang. All right? So, same thing. What we want to do as often as we can is go rehearsal to live. So, again, the broccoli to get to the tasty stuff. All right? Rather than just go all broccoli for 25 minutes and then all ice cream for half an hour. You got to blend them in. Your job is to coach the detail. Their job is to play and make decisions. Never the two shall meet. Your job is to coach the detail. All right? Once they start playing, your job is to be quiet and let them work it out. All right, same thing. So just listen and then we'll play. Who's on offense? All right, so 50. 50's on offense. Now, so it'll be on the third one, you'll play. On the third one, you're in, all right? So as soon as they penetrate in the third one, you're in and we're playing 3 on 3. Understand? Play. 2, eyes. Good, nice. Good. Stop. That's right. Again, that's where you got to let them figure it out. All right? Yes, it was the third. And look, they're trying to be compliant. No problem. And they're just doing a superb job. But sometimes just walk off on them. Sometimes just walk off, let them, right? And then the proactive ones, they'll go, screw it. I'm just going to drive, and if he yells at me, he yells at me, right? But that's where, as it's becoming live, all right? Now, stop. This is the other teaching method. 3 worst words in coaching. Set it up. Set what up? So rather than starting again, ball here, when I flip it to you, it's live. Then sometimes you just got to walk off. I've given her instruction. When I flip it to her, it's live. And you've got to be okay with the silence, and you've got to be okay with the awkward mess. All right? Good. And it won't take long. I mean, they don't know me, they don't know, but, you know, rather than, so blah, 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 go into a big coaching diatribe, just, I normally just get the ball, play. All right? And then they just have to go from there. So you're teaching them to be proactive, you're teaching them to be decision makers on the floor without you scripting every single thing. Hey, Declan.